Kia ora koutou. We hope that you've had a good Easter weekend. This week we're starting into a new term in a new way. Distance learning is new to all of us, and we know that it's going to have its challenges and its benefits. Sarah and I have put together some questions and answers that we thought might be helpful to guide you through these first few days. So, how is learning going to happen for students from the terrace?
So the Terrace is committed to the ongoing learning of our students and adapting to these different times while we're in lockdown. Last week, each team leader shared via our Facebook page how the students and their teams would connect to their teachers for learning activities. We've uploaded this to our school website in case you missed it. This will be your first port of call for learning and supporting your child.
So tell us about these learning packs. What's going to be in them and who's going to be getting them?
The Ministry of Education are providing support for schools and families so that learning can continue while schools are closed. One such support is these learning packs. They're made up of some maths books, reading books, and some stationery like pens, pencils, and paper to complete tasks. There's also another book which has a variety of tasks which connects to different curriculum areas. We've prioritised those families without devices and those sharing devices to help families manage learning from home. We've tried to match these to the learning needs of the students as much as possible. The learning packs are being sent out in waves, and at this stage we can't give you a certain date of exactly when these are going to arrive. But we, like you, hope that this will be soon. Our class teachers know your child best. They've been carefully putting together learning tasks that will be achieved by your child. This is why we're encouraging you to connect with our TTS channels of learning first and foremost. The MOE packs are a backup. If they're having trouble or are stuck, check in with your child's teacher.
So if a family doesn't have a device, who is going to be getting sent one?
So over the past 2 weeks, we've been busy collating all of the information that you sent back to us about your ability for students to learn from home. We had some families who identified they did not have access to any devices or an internet connection, and we've been liaising with the Ministry of Education about how best to support these families with the restrictions currently in place. The sharing of the ministry devices will happen in waves, and the senior secondary students are the first on the list. Then others will be provided for as devices are available. With primary schools having a slim chance of accessing ministry devices, we're also working behind the scenes on being able to share our school devices. We're currently working through protocols with the ministry to safely access school and get these out to families who need them. We'll keep you up to date on this as we go.
So can parents come into school and pick up these packs or devices, kids' books and their stationery?
Sadly, no. School is closed to all of us until we hear differently from the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education.
So what can parents and whānau and family do to support their children with their learning?
As of this week, there are 2 TVNZ channels that have been set up that have learning content on them. The Ministry of Education has also set up a website to help inform and support parents, caregivers and whānau. We've got this linked in today's school newsletter. Be interested, ask your child what they're up to, enjoy playing a game, listen to their reading or get involved in helping out with a project. No one expects you to be an expert or to have all the answers, nor to run a school that goes from 9 AM to 3 PM from your homes. Just support your children to have a go. Remember, you can contact your child's classroom teacher anytime via email and they'll be able to support you too.
So as a parent or a caregiver, how would I actually know that my child was doing the work that was set for them?
Ask your child to show you what they've completed and give them praise for the things you can see they've already worked really hard on. Ask them what bits they feel proud about in their work, or what did they learn while they were doing this. Get them to select something to share back to their teacher via email or take a photo of it. Try to steer clear from pointing out errors or seeing what is wrong, and work on celebrating what they've achieved independently or with your support.
But what if we're having trouble accessing or finding the work or the materials to do the activities that the teachers have set?
Just flick an email to your child's teacher. They'll help you navigate your way to where the activities are or make suggestions about alternative things you could be doing.
How can I go about motivating my child to be learning at home?
The teachers have put together sets of activities that will allow for choice and interest. Fingers crossed, amongst these activities, there'll be several motivating things for each student. If your child is really having difficulty engaging or the work seems too challenging or too easy, it'd be good to let your child's teacher know via email. We don't want parents to feel pressured. We know that this is a really stressful time and that a lot of you are working from home. So do what's manageable for your family. Being healthy and happy is the most important thing. Just like us adults, there are things students love to do and things students find challenging. Each child will have a different strategy for juggling this. Some like to get the ones they find easy completed first, others like might like to get the more challenging ones out of the way first. Either way, find what works best for you and your family. It could be to spend an amount of time on it and then take a breather before coming back to it.
So what might a daily timetable for learning look like? How much time should we be spending doing schoolwork?
Again, this will look different for each family. Some find timetables a great help and others find them too hard. We've included an example in this week's newsletter if you're looking for an idea. We're suggesting that around a total of 2 hours a day is a realistic amount of time for your child to be focused on learning tasks set by their teacher. Break it into small chunks for the younger students, and it's okay to take a break to do other activities using their imaginations, creativity, and curiosity. This may be far too long for your child or not enough time. You'll work out what works best for your family and your routines. But don't forget to include things like family walks or bike rides and helping out with the chores around the house. They'll love me for saying that one.
They sure will. What about if I'm worried about my family being online?
We are using online to deliver learning to your home via our website, emails, and Google Classroom. Not everything being presented needs to be done online. You can check in daily what's expected and then work offline to complete many of these tasks. We're using websites that students already know and have been using in class. If your child doesn't know their password, please contact their teacher. They'll be able to help. And if you're worried about your child's online activities, NetSafe have provided some clear guidelines, which we've also included in our newsletter.
So as a parent caregiver or someone supporting a child to learn, what do I actually have to do?
Just support your child through this really unusual time. The most important thing is to keep your relationships positive. Perhaps you could help them find the materials they need for their learning, read some instructions, or make a set time in the day that is your helping time so that you don't get that interruptions every 5 minutes if you're trying to work too. Be kind and caring. Whatever you do to support your child with any learning task we have set is greatly appreciated. Please remember, just contact your classroom teacher if you've got any questions.
How long do you think that we're going to be learning from home for?
Well, this is a question we'd all like the answer to. Even if we come out of level 4 lockdown, this does not mean that schools will immediately be reopening. Minister Hipkins suggested on the news that the earliest any school would look at reopening would be the 29th of April, but this is not a certainty. We will keep you updated with any information about when school is likely to reopen as soon as we can.
We understand that this is a really challenging and stressful time for families. Every little thing that you do to support and encourage and motivate your child is appreciated. Our teachers are working really hard to try and provide the best learning opportunities they can for your children at this time. And this is new learning for all of us. Please be patient. I'm sure that we will all need to do a bit of problem solving over the next few days as we begin this adventure of distance learning together. Thanks for listening, and please do email any other questions to your classroom teacher or to either Sarah or myself for clarification. Remember, kia ata whai, be kind, kia kaha, be strong.